The Philadelphia Phillies are in contract extensions with one of their own who could actually be the most intriguing starting free agent pitcher out there after this season. Welcome back to Clemhawks. I'm Gillis TV. And if you're new to the channel and like anything MLB related, just hit that subscribe button as we are on our way to our goal of 5,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for all the support. Now let's get into this. As after hitting the World Series last season, having that, what a lot of people are calling a Cinderella fairy tale at that point where you barely make it into the playoffs, you make it all the way to World Series, you win games in the World Series against a really tough team that didn't lose all playoffs, and you take a couple games from them. That is a story to tell. But now their shift is focused on the 2023 season and pretty much above that in the 2024 season where, Aaron Nola is needing a contract extension after the season and you do not want to lose him in free agency. So let's get to it. The Philadelphia Phillies and representatives for ace Aaron Nola have discussed a possible contract extension this spring, reports from Matt Gelb of The Athletic. The numbers under consideration are unclear. Gelb adds that sides have exchanged formal proposals and suggests there's optimism about the chances of getting a deal done at some point. As things stand, a former 7th overall pick is on track to be one of the top free agents on next winter's market. Rival clubs would surely love an opportunity to make a run at the All-Star, and Nola expresses a desire to work something out in Philadelphia instead. Though he noted he's leaving most of the details to his agents at Paragon Sports International. So he quotes, "My reps are handling it. I don't really know, honestly," Nola said about the status of talks. "I love it here. I think everyone loves it here." Nola suggests his camp would take discussions until season's end if no deal were in place by opening day. "I want to focus on the season. Definitely, we'd have to reopen it after the season for sure, but during the season, I want to stay focused on that, playing good ball, trying to win a championship." So Aaron Nola is like any superstar player where they just want to play. They love the city they're in, and a lot of guys will stay in the city that put faith in them. And Nola knows that, where he just wants to play. He doesn't want any outside distractions. He's here to win a World Series this year. And if there's no contract extension by the start of the season, forget about it. We'll talk about it after the season. Let's focus now on winning the World Series and that glorious championship. Nola is coming off another excellent year, one that landed him 4th place finish in NL Cy Young balloting. It was the 3rd top 10 placement of his career and a fairly typical showing by his standards. Nola made all 32 starts and threw 205 innings. He posted a 3.25 ERA with an excellent 29.1% strikeout percentage and a 3.6 walk rate that was among the league's lowest. That marked the third consecutive consecutive season. Sorry, all of the words are all small here. Season in which he framed upwards to 29 of the batters faced while generating swinging strikes on at least 12% of his pitches. So Nola's going to get a huge contract extension for the Philadelphia Phillies. There's no doubt about that. Now, is it going to be the whole number game that we've seen with Aaron Judge and the New York Yankees? It's a possibility. Aaron Judge went and said, "Hey, I know what I'm worth. I'm standing ground. I'm going to listen to offers, and you better be the top team or I'm leaving." But Nola wants to stay here. And there are superstars. You see it in any sports. We're going to use the NHL, for example. Connor McDavid could have had a $15 million contract extension after his 3 years of eligibility to get that contract extension. Well, no, he took less so the team would have more. Aaron Nola could be like that too, where he doesn't want all the money. He wants a pay upgrade, of course, But of course, he wants to be that team player where I'm here to play, win, and you know what? I'll take a pay cut for the team so we can win that World Series and so on and so forth. In addition to his excellent rate performance, Nola has arguably been the sport's predominant workhorse over the past few seasons. He respectively made 33, 34, 32, and 32 starts in each of the last 162 game seasons and took the ball all 12 times during the shortened schedule. Since the start of 2018, Nola leads the majors with both 143 starts and 871 innings pitched. He's one of just 5 hurlers to surpass the 800 inning mark in that time. Aside from a brief stay on the COVID-19 list, he hasn't missed any time since the 2016 elbow strain. Nola and Julio Urias joined two-way superstar Shohei Ohtani at the top of the starting pitchers on track for free agency. If he did hit the open market, it would be the first trip of his career. Nola has spent his entire career with the Philadelphia Phillies, signing a $45 million extension over the 2019-2020 offseason. The deal came with a $16 million club option for the 2023 campaign, one the Phils made the obvious decision to exercise last fall. There's no question Nola is in line for a much more significant pay grade this time around, either via another extension or a free agent deal. He does turn 30 in June, so he'll still be in a position for a long-term pack, despite his first extension pushing back his initial path to free agency by 2 years. Nola's combination of performance track record, age, and durability can make him one of the top free agent pitchers of the last couple seasons. Jacob deGrom landed the highest guaranteed of any free agent the past few years, securing $185 million over 5 seasons from the Texas Rangers. deGrom is the best pitcher in the sport on a rate basis, but headed into his age 35 campaign with a 2021-2022 injury issue. The more apt comparison point for Nola is Carlos Rodon, who secured a 6-year, $162 million from the Yankees this winter. Rodon is a few months younger now than Nola will be next offseason, but the age gap is fairly minor. The Yankees southpaw has been more overpowering over the past 2 seasons, striking out almost 34% of opponents. With the ERA of 2.67, Rodon throws harder and arguably more dominant pitcher on per innings basis, while Nola has a significant edge from a durability perspective. Nola has topped 200 innings in his career on 3 separate occasions. Rodon, who missed extended chunks of action during the 2018 to 2020 season thanks to elbow and shoulder surgeries, have never topped 178 frames he threw last year. There are arguments for Nola's camp to beat the Rodon deal, perhaps by a decent margin. The Phillies' right comparison resembly well to Steven Strasburg over 3 seasons prior to his 7-year, $245 million mega deal with the Nationals from the 2019-2020 season. Over the last 3 seasons, Nola has thrown 457 innings with 382 ERA. So I'm going to stop there because now it's just getting into analytics. But what Nola needs to do is, like it said, it's going to be close to a Carlos Rodon deal per year wise. But I could see them going for an 8-9 year deal with Aaron Nola, just keeping him in Philly until he's the age of 38, 39, and go from there. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. This was a longer video. Sorry about that. I'll catch you on the next one.